Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Halo World Championship Tour North American Regionals, live from Columbus, Ohio. We're going to get ready for this next matchup to start in just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But first, we got to break it down. We have to talk about this next match, Renegades versus Astral Authority. This RNG team, Renegades, of course, I would say some of the more popular guys, in the Halo community.
Oh,
guys
for
like
sure.
Ninja and Spartan, of course. Definitely talking about them. Even Stellar, right?
Yeah.
Former Optic Stellar, now RNG Stellar. This squad comes with it, a lot of clout. But on the other side, though, Astral Authority, right? Recently picked up, used to be called SVR, now known as Astral Authority. A squad of people who have been around, competing on and off, especially in H2A.
Oh, for sure.
And then, of course, the one player we got to talk about, too, King Nick, but we'll get to him in a little bit, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say, you talk about all these like Twitch favorites like Ninja, who's always streaming, but I'm sure in the chat right now has to be all, who is King Nick? Who is King Nick?
Who is King Nick? I mean, and of course, we're hoping to find out, right? So, guys, again, if you're just joining us, Renegades, Astral Authority will be our Group D matchup here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this game. Let's, first let's talk about Renegades, right? This is the squad that comes with it. A lot of clout going into X Games.
Oh, yeah.
People were like, we got to watch out for Renegades. I do this podcast thing, and one of the guys on my show actually said, Renegades are going to take X Games. Renegades are going to take X Games. It's like 100%, right? And I was like, you're a little crazy. But Renegades, though, they showed up. They had their matchup against Liquid. They went huge. Everyone was like, RNG's the real deal. And then they got shut out. They couldn't win a single game.
That's the interesting part is Renegades have shown that they can hang with the top squads. They made a statement when they played against Liquid. However, they've also shown they can fault other squads. They made it out of pool play going 1-3 at X Games. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And here we are with the team profile here for Renegades. Obviously the 5th seed. And we did see them beat Team Liquid at the X Games, like we mentioned, but unfortunately didn't do too well after that. Now, my biggest thing here is just how they're going to play as a team. We've seen them a little bit inconsistent at times, but they have a chip on their shoulder, right? We know that they're all here to prove something. They've all either left their teams or been dropped in some sort of way, so they're always trying to make sure that they are recognized and that they have what it takes. And these guys, I mean, what better group of dudes to just come together. I mean, they have so much positivity amongst these guys, and they're just ready to wreck. I can't wait to see this match.
Yeah, they have a lot to prove as well, just in general, right? Everyone wants to know Renegades, X Games, was that a proper display of what this talent could be? We don't know, but talk about those keys to victory now. We always talk about them. Let's go ahead, bring them up. First and foremost, Liquid is not your only enemy, but Walsh, you have something you want to say?
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, a very small minor change, and I've gone through this. I'm sure Eric has gone through this. Their seating order's changed.
Really?
Yep.
Victory X used to be on the outside. He used to sit where Stellar is sitting. Now Victory X is sitting in the middle of the squad. And that brings us to our second key to victory. Let Victory X lead.
Yep.
He has the most tournament experience of all these players. I would say he has more tournament experience than all 3 of these players combined in exact quantity of how many tournaments he's been to.
It's crazy.
And it's he's one of those players that if you listen to him, if you give him a chance to lead, I feel like actually Victory has to step up.
Yeah,
he has to take the reins. Because Ninja is the most vocal player on that squad. And I think Victory has a lot of great points he can be making and helping out the squad.
And with that seating arrangement, putting that guy in the middle, that's perfect, right? This guy has so much experience at tournaments, and we always kind of neglect the screen watching abilities, right? Now, that's something that's huge, is being in the middle, dying, and then looking at your teammates' screens, and then being able to call out. And so now that Victory is in there, and not on the end, he's going to be more of a vocal leader, which is absolutely great. But we have to hit on this last part. Happy Spartan, happy life. There were some times in the X Games tournaments where we saw him kind of get overwhelmed with himself. A mistake here, a mistake there, and it just kind of hit him a little bit. And in reality, I think that the guy had phenomenal play all weekend, and you got to expect you're going to make a mistake here and there, man. Everyone makes mistakes, and you just got to keep on going. Forget it, keep on going, call out, do whatever you can, right? When you're not doing well, Dave, what do? You grab the bomb, right? You grab the flag, you grab the ball, you do something. You got to do some objective. Yeah.
And you have either of these 2 different views of this Renegade squad. You think of this pumped up squad that's yelling out every call out and absolutely destroying, or you picture this iconic squad where they just have their head in their hands. They're down, they're out, and they have no chance to win the series. So we have to see Victory X hopefully bring them out of that rut they have to improve their consistency, and they truly can hang with the top squads here.
For sure.
Now, going to the other side, we have Astral Authority, the recently picked up team formerly known as Severance. You know, this team, seasoned vet in Gabriel, who's been around since Halo Reach, which is actually kind of crazy considering that, you know, that's vet status now, right? Because we were so far into, you know, the Halo scene, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think now at this point, if you're Ogre 2, you're basically a walking, you know, statue, right? At this point, you're just this ancient statue. In any case, so new authority, right? I mean, this is huge. This team got picked up by Astral Authority, and that's the thing, right? Like when you are a squad out there kind of fledging and looking for that opportunity to get recognized by a team and get picked up, it's actually a huge boost, right?
And I was talking to them actually earlier, and I mean, I've watched actually Astral Authority compete in some premier CSGO leagues, and I know that they're a great organization. So when I saw these guys come out with this team, I said, hey, you guys got Astral Authority? Good job. And they're like, oh man, we love these guys. You know, they've done everything for us already. You know, we're just getting, you know, used to them, but they're amazing. They've helped us the entire way. And I mean, what better way to enter a tournament with that?
That's
great,
right.
Great.
I've yet to see an org pickup turn into complacency. Most squads, when they get picked up by a new org or new sponsor, they're motivated, like, yes, I'm, you know, finally getting recognized.
Time to represent.
Like, yes, they just get that much more motivation and that much pride.
The orgs that are here now, man. I mean, like, it's completely changed the game. I mean, now we have Elevate, we have Astral Authority, we have Renegades,
Optic,
which is big. I mean, Optic was there for HCS seasons 1 and 2, but even then, Optic, EG, CLG.
They made it, though.
You know, it goes on and on. Allegiance, a new org that kind of just blew up because of this great Halo team. I think no one can, you know, knock the importance of that and what it does for you. But most importantly, though, the roster, Gabriel, King Nick, Hoaxer, and Mr. Blakers. I don't know much about Blake over here.
He's a low-key Halo 5 player, apparently. Now, I've watched them a little bit online. Gabriel obviously brings a sense of veteranship. King Nick has that explosiveness that we've seen in the past, obviously on teams like Overdrive and whatnot. But yeah, when you look at this squad, I mean, you have Hoaxer. I mean, the guy's been playing for so long. He's an individual talent. He is so good at free-for-all. And then you had Blakers on this squad, and they have his back. They say that this guy is the support that we need. And yeah, he's here to make a play.
Speaking of the keys to victory, you guys read them there. You have I am King Nick, because everyone's asking who is King Nick. You guys actually have some I guess, familiarity with this player, right? I mean,
I mean,
he was a
that's
Halo
the
1
best
player
way you can
too.
break into the
I heard
scene.
something about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
I mean, I was a Halo 2 kid, quote unquote, but I have not heard of King Nick.
Okay,
in
never
1.
mind that.
Maybe
I have
knows.
not heard of him in Halo 1, but it was more so that first online qualifier. That first online qualifier where that had to been trending like worldwide on Twitch. Just every single chat room I'm in is just, who is King Nick?
Yeah,
who is
that's
King
why
Nick?
I'm asking.
It was
right?
crazy.
I don't even know who King Nick is. I'm getting false information fed to me by the community. It's absurd.
Well, anyways, moving on, though, we have 4v4, not FFA, and that's mainly because some of these players, they're known for their individual talent, especially when it comes to free-for-alls, so they need to make sure that they're playing as a team here. And with that being said, transitions into our next point, right, where small talk is essential. We went over it a little bit with these guys, and they just keep bringing it up to our attention that they have to keep the small talk up, right? They got to make sure that they're calling everything out and just saying it in the right way.
Simple thing, right? It's like saying, "Hey, Nick, I'm behind you," right? Like, or you know, we're working together, right? Like something simple, right?
Well, I mean, hey, you said it.
I'm just saying, it's
yeah,
like,
you're
hey,
behind
man,
Nick.
I'm with you. You know what I mean? Hey, definitely. No, I think that that is so essential, right? To just be able to communicate with the smallest of details to let your teammate know, I have your side, right? Like, oh, you're coming up on Snipe on Coliseum. I'm by Catwalk. I got your help, right? Like, I got your help. That is the
don't
phrase.
Have your help.
Just say,
For
I have
alive.
your help. Stay alive.
It's crazy.
Like that, right? And sometimes
Makes
it's okay. Like, you don't want to just yell, right? Like a savage. But, you know, in any case, so looking at the Twitter poll, who do you think is going to take this one? Will Astral win or will Renegades win? Make sure you use the hashtag HaloWC. And you also use the hashtag Renegades and the hashtag Astral. Okay? Now you have to use that hashtag HaloWC or else your vote does not count. But it makes sense. Renegades currently sitting at 100%. Makes sense.
The polls are just open, though. Polls just open.
I mean,
honestly,
Ninja, though, he brings the fans, right? I mean, we all know.
I'm Ninja and Sparring combined. It's
it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh, 3%. Oh, we're going up for Astral Authority. All right, they're getting some love over here.
They're bringing it. So, yeah, I mean, you know, really thinking about how these two teams are going to fare out. I mean, now we have the series in front of us. I guess what can we expect? We know it's going to be the same maps. We were told by production it's going to be the same maps. So Coliseum, CTF, Eden, Slayer, Empire, Strongholds, and in that CLG Elevate match, we didn't even get to see True CTF and Plaza Slayer.
Correct.
But here we go. What do you guys think?
The odd part is, I've said before, is Renegades, they are a squad who are considered the top. I think all of us have them placing in the top 8.
Yep.
However, they have shown that they can lose to lesser squads.
Yeah. Concerning.
They got 3-0'd or 3-1 by Epsilon. So,
yeah.
I mean, Epsilon's obviously no joke. They're one of the top teams in Europe, if not the best team. But point being is that Renegades, they're flaky. I mean, they're very,
they have their moments.
They're very emotional squad, and we're going to see how they come into this event.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about going up against a team like Astral Authority, it is a little bit of an unknown, right? Same thing with Epsilon. You kind of expect, let's just run them over and get it over with. But in reality, there's a reason these guys are here. These are the top 16 North American teams. They all made it for a reason. They all earned it. They all deserve it. So you can't just overlook anyone, right? And so, yeah, I can't underline that enough, man. You have to take every game, one game at a time, every series. It's so crucial.
Something I do want to point out too, right, is, and I'm hoping it's something that he's toned down. Ninja has a tendency to make very ninja-like plays, right? Mm-hmm. Very
which can be good or bad.
Questionable plays.
It can be good or bad.
Can be good or bad, right?
Just like Nated plays.
Yeah, it's just questionable plays. Does Ninja go for that this time? Do they have the confidence to go for that? I want to see a reserve Ninja. Truthfully, I want to see a Ninja who's calmed down, who's working with his teammate, who's not looking for the 1v1s, who's looking to gang up and be able to get the team fight going, or not even the team fight, the team shot, and just work with your teammate, right? That's what I'm looking for. Maybe they just defer Sniper to Spartan. Ninja focuses on his AR pistol game. Maybe picks up battle rifle. I don't know. What do you think, Walsh?
I agree with you for the most part. I think that Ninja, when he is more concerned about staying alive and doing damage, he is much better than I have to finish off the kill or I have to initiate the action. However, sometimes getting the sniper in someone like Ninja's hands is that perfect opportunity because he's less likely to charge into a room with sniper. He's more likely to sit back and let his teammates create opportunities. Now,
he's learned a lot over the years.
Yes, he has. He's definitely improved as a player continually every single time I've seen him at an event. But one thing I've noticed, like when it comes to like Renegade small talk, is when I see Ninja not playing well, he's always expecting his teammates to do something. He's like, I'm being aggressive. You guys need to back me up, rather than him just staying, just creating opportunities and assuming that he has to stay alive. He's just assuming that when he calls something out, like everyone collapse on blue base. Not everyone's there in position to collapse on blue base. So he needs to give his teammates the benefit of the doubt and just create as many opportunities as possible instead of just assuming what he says is going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that when it comes to this team, though, I watched Ninja compete alongside Requiem back in Halo 4 quite a bit, and that was the team where, at least with Tyler here and the rest of the squad, it was his true first win, right? And when I watched it, I couldn't help but think of it was that he was calm, cool, and collected, but he was still himself. He knew that he could push. He knew that he could take an individual battle, win it, and continue to push because he had that support. Now, when you look at his teammates, I mean, Stellar is constantly making plays. The guy is really, really good with the Halo 5 Spartan abilities and really just the movement in the game. Great positioning as well. And then you have Victory X, who's without a doubt one of the best leaders of all time. I can't stress that enough. The guy makes sure that everyone's regrouping, that no one gets out of whack and no one freaks out. So when you're talking about someone like that, I have to think that he helps out Ninja a bit.
All right, I agree for the most part. Victory X is that incredible player. I've yet to see him step up into that leadership role, though. He fills in, it feels like. He does everything right for the squads. So in-game, you look at a screen, it's like, wow, he's doing everything he needs to. He's calling out all the information he needs to. But I have not seen Victory X yet step up to be that leader role where he's like, guys, quit bickering.
He can do it.
We're pushing flags this way. Yeah, if he steps up, people will listen. But I feel like he needs to step up, and what a perfect event to step up at.
Totally agree with you. Something to focus on, too, was HCS Season 2, and that smile, by the way, is literally going to kill me. HCS Season 1 and Season 2, right? Victory X on Cloud 9, right? This team, everyone's like, they're a very good team. They have a lot of potential. Everyone knew Ninja going to that team. Ninja going into Cloud 9 was the captain, right? He was the guy, right? Then Ninja leaves, and then Pistola comes in. And then you look at that squad, and one of the things we always talked about, who was the leader? Who was the leader of the team? Who was the guy that was stepping up? Who was the guy that was going to do it? And my concern was Victory X didn't do it then, right? Why would Victory X do it now? I want him to do it, don't get me wrong. But I feel like he needs to. But you know what? That's neither here nor there, because for them, it's just about getting past this next game. Getting that first victory in the pool is huge, because you're one step closer to moving on to the Halo World Championships. But also on the other side, though, you got to talk about Astral Authority, and none other, when we talk about Astral Authority, King Nick. There he is. That is King Nick. That's the guy. Of course, you know, he doesn't have a Twitch. We'll fix that, you know, eventually. Pro player since 2015. Makes sense. Okay. And of course, highest HWC placing, third place, HWC NA online qualifiers. This guy, pretty new.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's as green as they come. He's kind of absurd, but this is a big opportunity for him. And the other thing, too, he looks kind of calm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he looks like he's just chilling over there right now. So I got to think that he's ready to go. I mean, it just looks like, you know, I'm ready. Yeah, you know, let's just get it over with, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, yeah, and we did see him bring the heat. I mean, I know he looks very chilled out right there, but in reality, we saw him on Mining Rig, right? And in those games and on
The Rig.
Yeah, excuse me, The Rig.
I
I played it a little bit too much. But anyways, yeah, so when it comes to that, we just saw him pull it off. I mean, we all know that he was explosive, and it had nothing to do with snipes, right? It was just his gameplay, his positioning, his movement. It was so fluid, and it was just caught you off guard as a spectator. You're thinking, what the heck? Who is this? I'm used to seeing this from like one of the top players.
Yeah.
Who is this person that's making these plays? And sure enough, it's King Nick.
Well, and here's the thing. He felt like he was good. He was good enough to leave Overdrive and join another team, put Overdrive in a very peculiar situation, but join this squad. And for a player like Gabriel to say, like, hey, I need that guy.
Oh,
right?
it's huge.
Like, that's big, right? So for him, he's coming here. He's feeling good. And I think King Nick certainly has a lot to prove. But most importantly, for him, it's just about being able to play his game, the same game he played online, play it here today. Walsh, your thoughts on King Nick?
I mean, I'm excited to see him play here at a major live event, because you see both sides happen. You see, on one hand, players tend to crumble under the pressure or don't play up to their expected level. Other times, players rise to the occasion.
Commonly.
And someone like commonly coming out to this major event, Snipe Down going out to this first major event, and it's kind of telling, seeing which players can play under pressure. And I know one of those players who can play very well under pressure. He's over on the Renegade squad. His name is Victory X. I've been talking about him. I think he is the key to helping this Renegade squad become more consistent. He has to step up. I mean, he is a national champion. He's been a staple of the scene since Halo 2. He's done everything.
He's a great player. I guess my least fond and most fond moment of him at the same time is probably when I got beat online in a midship bomb game, and he went 72-9 on our team.
Oh my God.
He was on the agency with Macchio, and they had quite a yellow bar host, but you know, it is what it is.
Okay,
We took a mean
so blaming
loss.
internet, fine.
So yeah, it is what it is. You know, back then it was a little bit different. Okay, but yeah, when it comes to Victory X, the guy he's been doing it forever. It's not just that he's like
host.
a support player, someone who he's been you know lagging for a while. Anyways, no, he's a great player, and he doesn't just support. He can slay too. And we've seen him. He's just so versatile. I mean, over the years, you wouldn't think that a player like himself would transition so well, because he was so stagnant in H2. And then in H3 he was moving more, and in H4 and Halo Reach and so on and so forth. Now here he is, and he's always adapted to every new game.
That's rare. You rarely see some pro players that go, you know, span across two different titles. Yeah, Victory X has been around since Halo 2 and has been at the very top since Halo 2.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
It's amazing. He's a great player.
And that's the thing, right? There's only maybe a couple other players, one other player here, right, that's actually been here since the very beginning, since the dawn of time. Right, and that's Ogre 2 on Envy. So for a player like Victory X to not be here commentating with us today, doing analysts, right? Because that's essentially where, you know, the...
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Retired players
Excuse
go.
me.
Yeah, finish up that sentence.
You don't think that we should be up there, do you? You don't think?
Debatable.
Dave,
I mean,
I think we should make a team, Dave.
Definitely should. I mean, Dave, we've seen you play. You know,
what does that mean?
Seen you play. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the
what are you
spring
talking
chicken.
about?
Wait,
over
you
here?
said
What's
you
your
didn't
highest
compete
placing?
anymore. When
Wait,
did you
were we on
actually
the same
compete?
team yesterday? Were we on the same team
We were on the
yesterday?
same team
Okay, never
yesterday.
mind. You're a great player. You're a great player. That's fine.
Oh, yeah,
never
wait,
mind.
we were all on the
You
same
were on the
team.
same team.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all great.
Yeah,
We're all
we're
great.
good.
High five.
We're good.
High
We're
five.
good.
Nice
All
save.
good. Yes. I saved myself here, boys. All right. Yeah, no, strong side sucks. Okay, so, no, but seriously, it is difficult to be able to transition.
Yeah, it's
right,
huge.
for that long. And even then, Halo 5 is one of the most, just unique Halo titles that's ever. I mean, if you look at Halo 1 versus Halo 5,
Oh, it's vastly
polar opposites,
different.
right?
Yep.
So for him to be able, or even just Halo 2, where Victory came from, to now polar opposites, it's insane. What do you think it is about Victory? I mean, it's just, the adaptability, the knack to be able to do that.
It's part of the perseverance, I would say, Dave, because this guy he starts out in a new game and people discredit him. Like they never give him the time of day. He's just seemingly overlooked until it's a few months into the game, and then everyone's like, oh, this guy he kept with it. He's good. He's solid.
Mentality for sure. One question I get a lot of times when I'm streaming or through Twitter is people ask, what do I need to do to be a better player? What makes some of these top players the best?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the obvious answer is their shot, their communication, their teamwork.
Yep.
However, your ability to learn
Yeah.
is one of those features or one of those skill sets that allows these players to be at top. So Victory X, I think one of the reasons he hasn't stepped up as a leader is partially due to his ego. He doesn't have one. He goes in each game and says, what can I learn? What can I do to get better? Instead of always saying, I know the right answers, I know everything, he goes in, finds out what he can learn about the game. Every single game, he is learning something new, finding a new spot he can hide, and just every single game he's learning. Where some people, they get this mindset, oh, I already know how to play this game type. I'm going to do the exact same thing over and over and over again.
So to speak.
And anything that doesn't go my way is because of bad luck or something, random happened. Whereas Victory X, he looks at every single death and every single loss online as an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, it's absolutely immense, and that's one of the funniest things is when you play against him, especially in one of those live events or even just a local event, right? There's so many times where you would snipe him and hit him with a great shot, and he'd be like, "Oh man, that was a great shot," and you're just like, "Dude, what?" And then he's going back through theater trying to learn and trying to figure it out, and he's never taking that approach of I'm better than you, my team's the best, we can never get, we're at the top. There's no need for us to try harder. I mean, he's always learning. It's so crazy to have that type of fortitude, and I got to give it to him.
Big difference between confidence and having an ego. And Victory X for sure has confidence in the game, and rightfully so. One of the reasons he's a national champ. But the same thing is he does not have the ego.
It's the willingness to learn. It's always a willingness to learn for me, man. That's just what has always separated, because it's like as you mentioned before, right? He's a guy who's complimenting you for a great play. He's saying wow, we played butt that game,
oh yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do there, but I think without a doubt that will always be Victory X's advantage over anyone is just the ability to say, hey, we need to do this to get better, and not we're the best. We need to keep doing what we do. Without a doubt. But the other player, too, that you got to talk about is actually this young man on the screen right here, a guy who broke out in the Halo 5 scene as well. And if you look at this trend that we're noticing right now, I was joking about it earlier, but the young gods, man, they're all on the rise, right? These kids who separated themselves from the pack, they're competing with some of the
grinding.
well-known players in Halo's history. Stellar right now. This guy, can't believe he dabbed. Unbelievable. Stole my dab from me. But this guy right here, man, formerly a part of Optic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Decided to make that change before X Games. Felt like that was
very
the right
admirable
choice to make.
how he handled it, too.
Very professional.
We all kind of saw it back at home watching those Optic Vision episodes and all those things. And, yeah, just seeing how he handled the whole situation. I mean, we all know how shady team changes can happen. And for being up and comer and being in the Optic house, it had to be weird, but he handled it like a pro. I mean,
maybe because he was forced in that situation, all right, I'm living in the Optic house now, and I don't want to be on this team, but what do I do here?
Very awkward. There's only one way to handle it, not be a D-bag. All right, guys. Well, we will see how this squad fares out. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Of course, we have Astral Authority facing off against Renegades. We're going to see how all this unfolds, but before we do, we got to toss it up to our casters. Casters, take it away.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. Benson joined by Strong Side for this one. And something really important that we should note that the analysis guys were talking about, the Money 8s yesterday from the casters. It was me and you.
That's right.
We were the duo, and we actually, I think we beat those guys down there in
it was a best of 5 series. Money matches,
That's funny,
too.
funny
so
how that worked out.
They were
Golden
saying
Boy
they
paid
wanted
for
to
my
make
breakfast.
a team. I mean, they pretty much were already a team, and we saw
didn't end
Golden
well.
Boy talking about the willingness to learn. I'll tell you right now, Golden Boy does not have the willingness to learn. But let's look at the game types right here. We're going to be starting off with Coliseum, CTF, Eden Slayer, Empire Strongholds, Truth capture the flag, and then ending with Plaza Slayer if we make it there.
Yeah.
And like these guys were saying, Renegades, they are a very emotional team. So when they're playing great, they're doing everything right. They're very positive. But when they start to lose, they have a hard time of turning things around because they get so down on themselves.
And you teamed yourself with Ninja and Victory X. You know these guys very, very well. How do you turn that around when you are kind of in that booth? What would you do if you were still teaming with these guys? How would you turn around? Because we saw at X Games, they came out, the game they really wanted to win, they won. Everyone was like, oh, this team looks good.
Yeah.
Then for the rest of the tournament, they didn't really seem to play very well.
Yeah, they really took down Liquid, but yeah, like you said, after that they just kind of fell apart. But Victory, he's a veteran player. He's been there, he's done that. If he can keep his team under composure, I think they'll be able to take it. But Ninja, back when I was teaming with him, he was very sporadic, and over the years I've seen him grow as a player, and it's been very interesting because he does a lot more objective now. He doesn't just sporadically charge out and die. He really plays it smart and waits for a teammate or just plays it a lot smarter throughout the game. But who do you want to hop on board with here?
It has to be King Nick. King Nick, of course, the question, who is King Nick? He played so well in online qualifying #1 with the team Overdrive. He really made a massive, massive name for himself. Now obviously finds himself here at Regionals. I'm excited to see what this squad can do. Of course, based a lot around free-for-all. You yourself kind of came from that free-for-all environment. How did you adapt to 4v4 games?
Yeah, it was a big help from Walsh. Walsh really kind of taught me a lot.
We were just roasting him, man. Don't be complimenting him.
He showed me the ropes though, and I mean, in all honesty, it would have been hard to do without. It would have been hard to do that without him. But to talk about this match, Astral Authority didn't get any power weapons there at the start of the match. Renegades got rockets, and there we see Victory, who has died on their flag with rockets now, but Renegades also got snipers, so getting control of those power weapons early in the match. Spartan looking to pick up a kill. Yes, he does. Takes down King Nick with a nice finish right there. And it looks like they're going to be slowly moving flag through the sniper. Yes, and they're already back at their base. Stellar doing some excellent objective work to cap flag #1.
What a quick flag that was. And you know, we've talked a lot about this squad, saying they can't underestimate any of their opponents. That was a big, big mistake that they made at X Games, but that is a fantastic, fantastic start for this squad. Want to stay on board actually with Stellar as you see him pushing in towards that enemy flag, and they just have full control of Astral Authority's base.
Yeah, you just saw on Stellar's screen all 4 of his teammates are inside their base right now. He's coming back, and actually not something you want to see. 3 X's on your screen. So he's playing this smart. I like this play. He's staying alive right here, waiting for his team to push up, and he's going to make a perfect flank here and try and sandwich these guys over by the cave. But it looks like his teammates are taking care of him. He's going to run the flag out the front, going for the quick flag run, getting some nice cover here under the rockets. This is a classic flag run. You get so much cover through here, and he's going to have a teammate spawn with him, Ninja, who's going to help him rally this flag back. Looks like they have some players in their base. A flag is taken out, though, so they're not going to be able to cap this. Stellar going to stay alive here. He's going to stay back and just, actually they get the return.
Wow.
Capping #2. This game is moving so quick, Benson.
That was such a good play as well from Astral Authority to get that flag out. But unfortunately, you just see a fantastic adaptation from Renegades to completely come back, get the return, and get the second flag. And guess what? The flag's being run once again. It's going to be Ninja who has it. Renegades are coming out so hot here at the North American qualifier.
They're not giving them any room to move. If every mistake that Astral's making, they are taking advantage. This looks like they're going to cap #3 here. Rockets in the base. Can he stop it? He gets the touch. One more player. Ninja taken down. Going for the return. Nobody there to stop. And he gets the return. King Nick. This is the guy we have been talking about, making a clutch play. He's going to get a counter cap possibly here. Actually, it looks like he threw the flag top bridge, on the bridge. I don't know if I like that play.
He had no teammates there. His teammates were setting up over towards Rockets, and unfortunately that flag is still there. You see Blake is somehow able to track back towards it. The flag's still wide in the open. He could get shot from behind, but I think he may be good to run this one home. Did he get it?
Yes, he did get it, but that was extremely risky. I mean, putting it up out in the open right there, he could have just kept running it into the base from either elbow or through the fountain, but these guys just threw it up, and luckily they were able to get that cap, though. And now we have Renegades running their 3rd flag right now, keeping up that pressure. Spartan's down, Victory's down. Stellar and Ninja trying to stay alive here, waiting for their team to spawn up.
And it's going to be Stellar who has control of Sniper. Never mind, Curse of the Caster as soon as we change he ultimately falls. So we'll go on board now with Ninja, playing a little passive with that DMR, challenged by Gabriel, able to win that. That's a big initial defensive kill because he has to expect a little bit of a push start to come in from the opposition. King Nick was able to pick up one, but 3 players go down. Now you can really
He noticed that sniper. He was like, I just ran by this. I'm going back for this. Ninja always a powerhouse with the sniper. And, you know, back in the day, the Ninja that I knew, he would try and go for snipes. This Ninja is the new and improved. He switched to the BR, and he's trying to help his team get kills. And a beautiful snipe by Ninja, going for the double, not going to get it. Just, he's playing this by the book.
Oh,
he's
by the book?
By the book. He's just staying alive at the top snipe bridge, and this is the place you want to hold. You want to keep control of this. If you're going to run the flag through here, rockets are up. It looks like they're going to get control of rockets here too, but I really like this new and improved Ninja from when I used to team with him. He's just playing completely different and gets the nice headshot right there while staying alive with the sniper. Not going to go in for the flag though. Staying alive, waiting for a teammate. King Nick in there, not going to be able to get the trade, and Ninja's taken down.
Finally, Ninja V2.0, if you will. Definitely lighting it up so far as we go on board now to Stella. He has rocket control. Looks as if he's putting a lot of pressure just to see if he can pick up a couple more kills here. They could maybe go for that flag, but it looks as if he's just more than content just to continue slaying out. That's another pick on Gabriel. He's going to find the second. That's a big double kill. Can he find the triple and get the flag out? Not going to happen.
All 4 down right there, Benson. All 4 down. They're making a flag move. It looks like they're blocking the elbow. Spawns right there. And actually, Spartan gets hit by Victory X's grenade right there, and now getting hit from Astral's grenades here. But now just staying alive. He's waiting for his team to pick up some kills. Victory is taken down. They are down a player. He's going to need to slow this down right here. Hoaxer's taken down. Now they have a 3v3. They need to clear out the base. Are they going to be able to get in to solidify it? Yes, they do.
Wow. Fantastic stuff coming from Renegades in game number 1. Talk about coming out the gate hot. That was a very impressive CTF Coliseum. Props to Ninja there on that last flag. He had the sniper rifle. He was coming behind his teammate running the flag. Was able to pick up a couple of kills there. You look at some of the statistics at the end of that game, and I mean, Renegades just so strong at the gate. Like I said, I mean, I think it was Ninja finished that game with 16 kills.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, Ninja just here. Yeah, let's take a look at the stats, and yeah, they definitely outslayed Astral, and that's a big thing on Coliseum CTF. You're keeping the enemy team at bay, keeping them spawning, and capitalizing when you get 3 or 4 dead. We saw Astral get all 4 down at least 2 or 3 times, and you can't let that happen. When we were watching from the other end, we saw Victory and we saw Ninja. And even Stellar, they would see 3 X's on their screen. They would just hide. They would stay alive and be a nuisance at the opponent's base. So they played that extremely well. And I really like how strong they're coming in here. And just, I mean, they're really, they must have heard us. They're like, you know what? This is what we think. We're just going to come here strong. We're not just gunning for Liquid. We're gunning for everybody.
And that is just so important, again, to stress the importance. At X Games, obviously, we saw them come out going up against arguably their biggest rivals, you know, Team Liquid, after all the team drama and whatnot. And they came out and they crushed them. And we were thinking, okay, this is a great Renegade squad. They then lost every other game they played at the tournament, and we were kind of sat there saying, oh, all right, so they just overemphasized the importance of that one matchup. Here, knowing that you get out of groups, you go to the finals, it's so important to just value everyone. Everyone is a threat here. You don't know what you could potentially be going up against. You know, this Astral Authority squad, if they came out just as explosive, potentially Renegades could have a little bit of a problem there. So that is super important for Renegades coming out so strong in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, we saw King Nick make a very clutch play, getting that 3rd flag return that Renegades were going to get, and he pretty much got the counter cap, although it almost didn't happen. He threw the flag up onto their bridge, which is a little bit risky because you're putting it into an area that's so exposed. And luckily, they were able to retrieve it and bring it back, but it was just barely. He got killed right as he was bringing that up to the flag podium. But next up, we've got Eden Slayer. I want to see Astral just really get control of these power weapons. We didn't see them with rockets often. We didn't see them with sniper often. And even if you're not using the power weapons, like we saw Ninja, he picked up the sniper and just, you know what, I'm throwing it in my back pocket. I'm not going to use it as long as it's not in the enemy team's hands. And talking about a sniper, though, here on Eden, it is so important to get that weapon alongside the rockets, because you see players just sit back at blue. They have so many different angles, so many different sight lines over there to pick up just easy headshot kills.
prime example is exactly what we saw CLG do on this map earlier on. First game of the day. They're more than happy to get control of both power weapons, sit back blue, and just really force the opposition to come to you. Of course, you guys can vote on Twitter with who you think is going to win this. Just make sure you include #HaloWC with all of your tweets. Otherwise, it won't count. Currently, I think it's Renegades who do have the lead. No surprise there in that one, 65% to them.
Ninja's got quite a big fan base, one of the biggest streamers for Halo, so he's got a decent sized fan base behind him.
That way. But yeah, Renegades 1-0 up in the series. Going into a game 2, of course, Slayer, as we mentioned, I'm kind of expecting to see them keep that momentum going. And one thing that we heard the analyst desk kind of talk about was the changing of the seating order. Now, you as a competitor, how much of a factor does that make? Because I know a lot of newer viewers to Halo may be tuning in thinking, oh, all right, you just changed where they're set. That makes no difference at all. But how actually important is that strong side?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. I mean, the guy you sit next to is normally the guy you work with the most.
Okay.
So if you're sitting on the far left and there's a guy sitting on the far right, normally you're not working together as much.
Right.
Because when you're playing right next to each other, you can screen watch and react a lot quicker. So call-outs at that point, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. If you react to seeing somebody in the middle of a fight, sometimes they're so focused on the fight, they're not going to call out. So you can just react to their screen and help them out a little bit more. So I'm going to say this seating order change has definitely helped them out, and they're looking a lot better.
Would you say that's kind of put Victory X in that kind of leadership role? Is he now in a better position to potentially guide the squad in the way that we all kind of want to see him do?
Yeah, definitely. When you're in the center, when you're sitting in the middle between everyone, you're kind of leading everybody. And you know what? Let's actually hop on board with Victory X. Let's see what he's going to do here at the start of the match on Eden Slayer.
Now we talk about him being that kind of veteran leader. We will, as you mentioned, start off on board with him. And he makes his way towards the outside, going to grab that BR and maybe try and get a little bit of a contest on Rockets. Already the Spawn able to shut down Gabriel with a perfect kill. Seems as if they are definitely getting a little bit more momentum in this series as it goes on.
Yeah, definitely keeping up the pressure. Ninja has Rockets. You saw that on Victory's screen. Ninja picking up a kill with the Rockets. And Victory just holding down this area. They're trying to locate him right now. You see Ninja on the front line with Rockets. Nobody still has gone for the sniper rifle. It's still just hanging out up there, which is kind of surprising. And Victory X is going to go down and pick up the plasma pistol, which I like this play. Not a lot of people use the plasma pistol at the start of Halo 5. I think as time went by, people are like, wow, this weapon is really good. This is like the Halo 2 days where you've got the noob combo. Just plasma pistol BR to finish off the kill. But now we're with Stellar, who's got the sniper rifle. It's 5-1, and Stellar's in prime position to pick up some kills. He spots a player, not going to be able to finish him, and he's going to hang around here up at top catwalk.
Yeah, this is really where you can get such good line of sight with that sniper rifle. Stellar yet to connect with a kill, but as you mentioned, the lead already favorable for Renegades, 6-1. They got power weapon control. No one was able to get that sniper rifle, and because of that, you can see Stellar just really play a little bit patient. Of course, Spartan does fall, but as we mentioned, with Stellar playing this passive, his teammates are just going to spawn straight on. Needs to dodge that hydro launcher, does so nicely. May actually choose to peek here and try and go for the snapshot. Not going to happen though, does fall. And Renegades need to be a little bit careful here because Astral Authority are picking up a couple of kills.
Yeah, Stellar's not really doing too much with... right as I say that.
What was that?
He heard me.
He's
going for the kill.
Bro.
All right, I'm sorry, Stellar. I am sorry. All right, Stellar getting a nice double kill right there. His teammates are being taken down, not in control of the sniper, and they want to get these next rockets coming up here in 5 seconds. So there's 2 of them down. Victory is going to need to spawn. You see him pointing at the screen. He's like, we need to get these rockets. No one from Renegades is over there. They're not going to get these rockets here. On board with King Nick, who has the rockets, and Gabriel just playing it slow. He's going to let King Nick be Actually, Gabriel's going to make the move right there on Victory X with the SMG.
You would have thought he would have said, hey, King Nick, you have rockets, man. You just go. You pick up a free kill, but having trust in his teammates there, and you see the score now. They've brought this one back. It's 9-9. However, Spartan does have sniper rifle in his possession. We'll see if he's able to get a couple of picks here and put Renegades back in the lead.
Yeah, tied up 9-9. Spartan looking for Gabriel so he can pick off those rockets. I don't.
The new sniper
actually, now he's starting to move. I was going to say, I don't know about this play just sitting inside of the base. You don't have too many sight lines from there. This is another good sight line, but he's got to watch out for the rocket guy. Not sure where Gabriel is at right now, but I'm sure he's making a move.
Yeah, Gabriel's over towards security. I don't think he actually has rockets left. No, no rockets at all. It's going to be King Nick who grabbed them. He only has 3 left. So you'll see if Spartan desperately just trying to cover that new sniper, trying to use it as a little bit bait, potentially pick up a couple of free kills. just being very, very passive. Elsewhere on the map, Ninja starting to be a little bit aggressive. We'll go over to his perspective now as he's trying to get a line of sight on that new sniper, but no one wants to touch it right now.
Yeah, this game is it's going really slow right now. So I'm very surprised no one's even thrown a plasma at the sniper. You can throw the plasma at the sniper rifle, and you can get a combat evolved medal by making that fly across the map. So it's kind of surprising not seeing any guys go for that move. But Rockets are going to be coming up here soon as Renegades take a 2-kill lead right now. Nice grenade by Spartan to push that guy back into the base and hopefully allow him to get Rockets here. But now Gabriel with Rockets over inside blue. Let's hop on board with him. He's looking to pick up a kill. I'd say that's a bucket rocket right there.
Only one rocket left. He was trying to use them to cover that new sniper rifle, and now has to make his way over towards the new rocket spawning up. Oh, I thought he was going to get it, but he's not. That was Spartan who was able to get the rocket off just in time. Speaking of Spartan, let's go on his perspective. He has rockets now in his possession, 3 still to go, and that lead, once again, starting to develop for Renegades.
So we've got Ninja with the sniper, Spartan with the rockets, both players with the power weapons. Ninja always a force to reckon with when he's got sniper. And you see their team, Renegades, just moving over into blue because they know this is the power side of the map. They're leaving the other side of the map open, leaving Astral over there. These guys are moving as a unit, as a wolf pack. Stellar is taken down. They didn't lose any power weapons, though, still in control. 5-kill lead. I mean, this game is going extremely slow from what we saw against the CLG series earlier.
Do you like that? Do you like the fact that Astral Authority are respecting the fact they don't have power weapon control? They're playing it much slower. They're not trying to force any mistakes. They're not giving away any free kills at this point.
Yeah, and that's a lot different than what we saw on Coliseum CTF. Even though it was an objective, they were pushing a lot by themselves, and they didn't have much teamwork. Picking up the nice snapshot right there from Ninja, doing what he does best. Still has quite a bit of ammo in the chamber. 8 shots left. Spartan is taken down. He will lose rockets.
So is Ninja. So both power weapon controls now down. You expect to see Astral Authority get control of those. It's going to be Gabriel, I believe, who does have rockets. He's on a flank as well from back blue. Going to pick up the assist here. And as I said, rockets in his possession. That is going to be key.
Yeah, and we saw Victory trying to get away right there with Sniper, but there was 3 players just waiting for him. Gabriel loses the rockets. We're not seeing too many good rockets in this match so far.
Playing it right now? Like, what is going on with these rockets?
I think Bucket does have a controller down there, but now Blakers with the Sniper. We've seen every player just hanging out in blue, and when these players have Sniper inside blue, the other team is doing a great job at not getting into any of the sight lines for him to be able to snipe.
Oh, he's overcommitted. Oh, he's in a terrible position, and he will
gets ground pounded by Ninja, just taken down.
Let him know, and I'm very, very surprised to see him that he had that player weak bottom middle, and maybe just got a little bit too excited there. He over-dedicated to that gunfight, and he's going to lose sniper rifle control. But just as we say that, finally a rocket connects. This game so close right now. From 21-20. Let's get on board with Hoaxer right now, who does have rockets in his possession.
He's got to watch out for the sniper on the other side from Spartan, I think it is, but he's got to make a move with these rockets. And actually, see, right now he's kind of by himself right now. So he honestly could hold Turbine. He doesn't need to make a push right now. They're up 1 kill. This is a very weird spot to be with rockets. Very uncharacteristic.
Unconventional, to say the least.
Very, very. So I think maybe trying to make a push over from the Turbine side while his teammates make a distraction, or if he is going to sit at bottom middle, maybe try and make a flank. They do have a sniper though, so pretty much Spartan could just hang out over there right now. King Nick looking to pick up some faces, just hanging out at back red. Both teams just not letting anyone pick up kills with the sniper.
So it's funny because yesterday when we were playing 8s, obviously we kind of came back with a little bit of a joke. We kind of found out that Slayer can go to 3-minute overtime. And with the pace of this game right now, both teams playing so slow, potentially could go that way. Never mind, says King Nick. Picks up a nice double kill. Of course, they still have sniper rifle, rocket control in the form of Hoaxer. You see Hoaxer right now in a little bit of a fight of his own. He's going to get tagged up on the side. He may be forced to push in, and unfortunately, he will fall back over to King Nick. He drops as well.
That was a great sandwich by Renegades right there. They had players push them from the Turbine while players were inside blue. Now Spartan with the sniper rifle in the classic spot over at blue, looking to pick up a snipe kill, not able to connect. He's going to hang out here. You know what? Let's hop on board. Let's see. I think this is Gabriel.
Okay.
Gabriel looked like he was about to make a flank, and he decided not to. Actually, here he goes. He's going to be making a flank right here.
So sneaky.
They are down by 1. He's spotted by Stellar. Stellar's going to take him down with the SMG. Now we're at 24-25. Rockets are up.
big fight for Rocket. It's going to be King Nick as well, who managed to pick up the kill and get away. Fires out the Rocket, but he will fall. That's going to be Victory X who managed to pick up that kill. And I believe Victory making his way back over towards Rocket. Has Shogun, he managed to change that out. We'll see if he's able to pick up a couple of kills here. Just getting very aggressive with Rocket.
What
as
a
you expect
move
to see.
by
So
Victory.
nice play from Victory.
Incredible move. He did the slide thrust, or the thrust slide, clambered up, jumped up, and then rocketed the guy to get the easy rocket kill.
Now
Very great move by the veteran player.
You have Renegades now with sniper rifle control once again. It's going to be in the hands of Ninja. Only has a few bullets left, of course. Rocket's still in the possession of Victory X. Ninja does fall on that kill feed, so we'll stay with Victory X. See what he's currently thinking. They have the lead, but it's a fragile one. Strong side, just 3 kills, 30-27 the score in this game.
Looking to pick up a double kill.
Oh.
Rockets himself. We're seeing more Puckett Rockets this match now. Spartan with the sniper. That was watching from Victory's screen though. We saw players spread out all over the map. There was really no sense of control. Not picking up the headshot right there from Spartan. Picking up the body. But yeah, players are just spread around everywhere. I mean, it seems a very different type of play than we saw from CLG. CLG was really making their pushes together and collapsing on the other teams, and you see Ninja off by himself over here. Is he going to be able to pick up a kill? Looks like he's fighting a battle over there by himself. Players sneaking around into blue. Players are just everywhere around the map.
Oh, Ninja! Oh, turns around, gets like double kill as he cleans up King Nick, and Strong's like 2.5 minutes still to go. A 36-29 scored game. If you're Astral Authority right now, how do you turn this game back around?
You got to get these next rockets here. They're coming up in 15 seconds. These rockets are going to be pivotal, and if they can get control of these, that could be a 4-kill swing. But they are losing by 8 kills now. Excuse me, 7 kills. So getting these rockets will change the tide for them. Now we've got a big battle here over at Turbine. Looks like Gabriel is going to be able to get these rockets. Big play by them, bring that lead down to 5. So let's see if they're going to be able to do something with these rockets. Gabriel spots a guy. He's able to pick up the kill, just staying alive with rockets. Still a 5-kill lead by Renegades. I like how Gabriel did push back to his side because he does not want to lose these rockets. If they lose these rockets, it could pretty much be the game.
They have to respect that Spartan has sniper rifle. He's back blue, cap where you would kind of expect him to do, just roaming around security. And it's how can Gabriel use these rockets now to bring this game back in their grasp? They're down by 3, a minute 25. They're going to run out of time if they don't make a play soon.
Yeah, not much time, but still you have rockets. If you can pick up a kill and then make a push, you see all players, you see Nick over on the other side trying to make a move. He's able to get a rocket kill. He spots a guy on his radar up on top catwalk. He's not going to make the push because he's weak. Is he going to be able to get this double? Not going to, or excuse me, pick up this kill. Not going to be able to get it. He has teammates helping him out.
I believe that's Spartan as
yes,
well.
He is able to get it. Can he stay alive? No, Ninja takes him down. We're down to a minute with only 5 kills in the lead right here.
You have to respect how Spartan managed to stay alive with sniper rifle. Speaking of him, though, he finally does fall. It's going to be King Nick who gets his hands on it. King Nick just picks up a double kill. That could be the turning point in this game. 37-40, 38-40. Another kill comes in favor of Blakers. Time is of the essence, though. 40 seconds remaining. Stella picks up a big win on Gabriel. This is where Astral Authority, they need to make a play.
Yeah, King Nick has this sniper. He's got to do something with it quick. 30 seconds left. He's running back to blue. I don't know about this play. Renegades is probably going to play this a little bit more passive and hide. He's got to push up, and they all have to push together. Blake's over at Turbine. He's got players over here in the tower looking to make a push. Renegades not showing their face at all. They do not want to give up a kill.
Ticking.
These guys need to make a push right now. I don't know if King Nick should be the guy leading the charge with the sniper. He needs other players to make a push. He's the guy leading the charge, though, not going to be able to pick up the kill. 3 seconds left, 2-kill lead. They are not going to be able to do this. They lose by 3 kills, and Renegades seals the win.
Talk about a crazy ending there. You have to just go back to the end of that game. The fact that it was King Nick with the sniper rifle pushing in first, not really what you want to see, but really smart play though from Renegades, just completely parking the bus, if you will, back red base, making sure they had each other angles covered. Really, really good defensive play, forcing Astral Authority to come to you. But I feel that push should have come maybe a little bit quicker, strong side.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, and especially, yeah, he's got the sniper. You don't have the sniper lead the charge. I mean, even if you have the sniper, you may have to switch out to the BR if you're going to lead the charge like that, because all eyes are on you. And here we're taking a look at the stats. King Nick 15-13, but let's take a look at the other side. Spartan 13-6. Holding it down for his squad, not dying too much, staying alive, and that really could have been what what brought them that victory right there. Not giving up all those deaths, but the power weapon control was back and forth. Astral did not let up. They did not charge into Renegades when they had the power weapons. They slowed it down.
Yep.
They said, you know what? We're not going to give you a free sniper kill. We're not going to let you kill us with rockets either. We're going to play this very methodical, and we'll make our push when we're ready.
It was very controlled play. Sometimes you tend to see teams just kind of get a little bit giddy. A couple of players off spawn will just be like, oh, we need to kill snipe, we need to kill, and they'll just kind of overextend, overcommit somewhat. But that was very, very well-structured play from Astral Authority. I'm actually very impressed from what we just saw. Obviously, they ultimately end up losing the game, but nevertheless, a good performance from them in Game 2. Of course, this is how the series has panned out so far, with Game 1 and Game 2 both going to Team Renegades. But looking at Game 3 now, we go over to an Empire Strongholds. Will we see that same structure of play from Astral Authority come out, and could that potentially give them a boost to get the first map against Renegades?
It possibly could. I mean, they're going to need to get this Overshield off the start, and Empire Strongholds is a very fast game type. And we saw with CLG, they locked down all 3 strongholds and kept the other team at bay in the tower. And we don't see that too often. We normally see someone holding a base and bottom middle. We don't see all 3 controlled like that. So I don't think we're going to see that this match. I think we're going to see a big battle between bottom middle and trading of the bases with players flanking. But Astral could win this match. I mean, 43-40 on Eden Slayer, that's not that big of a difference. They showed that they can compete with Renegades. So if they're going to do it, they have to do it now. I mean, you want to win at least one game going out of this match, because that's just going to put the pressure on your other teams that are playing in the group.
It is really important. Again, just to emphasize that point. Let's say, for example, tiebreaker scenario like we saw at X Games. It happens more often than not in group stages. Maps are crucial at that point. If you can take a map, it is just a must. It really is. Even if you are going to get blown out in the game, it doesn't matter. If you can't take that map, it can make all of the difference. And in this situation, it could be the difference between staying at home and watching, the Halo World Championship on Twitch, or actually competing at finals. So it really is going to be crucial. And as you mentioned, Astral, they look as if they could take a map.
Yeah.
They really do.
They're looking solid, and they compared to what they played in the first match, I think that maybe that was kind of like a primer. They warmed up a little bit. They are known for their individual skill, and they had a lot more teamwork in that next match. So let's see if they can keep up that teamwork. And there we have the Twitter poll at the bottom left. Who do you think will win? Tweet at us, #HaloWC with the team, #Renegades or #Astral. A lot of teams favoring Renegades right now. Who do you think will win? Out of this next match, though, I want to see some of the other players on Astral step up their game.
Yes.
King Nick, every time we were on board with him, he was really just making plays happen. I didn't see many other plays happen from the other guys on the squad. Hoaxer has been one of the players that I've known best. I competed against him back in the day in free-for-alls all the time. I know his individual skill is there. I know he can turn things around. I'd love to see more from that guy, and alongside Gabriel as well. These guys are going to have to turn it up for the team. They cannot rely on King Nick to do everything. So, Astral, this is the time to turn it around.
And, what a way in the very beginning of Strongholds on this map. If they can get control of OS, potentially get, that 2-1 Stronghold advantage early, build themselves a little bit of a lead, we could see them close out this map. We'll see anyone playing directly for Overshield at the start. I think it's just going to be Blake. I think
that was
just
a very weird play right there. Nobody went for Overshield. I guess they were trying to kill the guy, and hopefully they were going to burn it, but you always want to go for that Overshield right there, and now you see them pretty much losing control of bottom middle, possibly. No, Gabriel staying alive, picks up the kill. Is he going to get the double? No, he is not. Hoax there to make sure bottom middle is not captured, though. Doing a good job. King Nick helping him out here. Bottom middle, so both bases are captured. It's the battle of bottom middle right now. King Nick picking up a kill, staying alive at bottom tower. Just dipsy doodling around right there, staying alive. Perfect job at staying alive right there, taking the attention of the other players while his team is capturing the pit. Nice play by Hoaxer and his teammate capturing bottom middle. Can they keep this up, though? They need to protect the pit.
And that's exactly what Hoaxer is going to try and do. Puts a couple of shots down. He may actually get a little aggressive towards Renegade's third base, and that's going to be essentially forced to do that more than anything else. Of course, that grenade dropping down, has it halfway through, goes to the ground pound, surely not. Thank you. I thought for a minute there that would have been a nice top 5 play, but speaking of bottom middle, it's actually going to be Ninja over at blue base. He's putting some pressure down on that. Pit is being taken as well. So overall, nice reaction coming in from the Renegade squad.
Yeah, and Astral's still able to hold bottom middle, but slowly losing it. A very weird play by all of Astral, though. They started pushing on to the other base. They were losing their base. Now they've lost bottom middle. This is a 3 cap from Renegades. looking to turn this around immediately.
And there's some pressure coming in, of course. They're over on their red base. We'll go over to the Lakers' perspective.
Just the caster's curse right now.
I know, right, man? Every time I'm changing player, they seem to be dropping like flies. Hoaxer, can he get the pick? Yes, he can. That's going to be on Ninja and red base now. 75% of the way through, he will be capped, and they're finally able to get their hands on a stronghold.
And just quickly, Hoaxer did clamber up onto that computer screen, and you are able to still capture that stronghold from that position. So a lot of players here this weekend will be using that position. Hoaxer is taken down right now. Renegades still holding 2 strongholds, and just they're okay with that. They're not pushing. Actually, they are pushing on the red base now. Looks like they're going to pull a switch here. Players, Hoaxer in Turbine right now. Spartan staying alive right now. He's not trying to get the kill. He has overshield. Yeah, he's drained, but he's just staying alive. Looks like he's going to get some help at bottom middle now, taking down Hoaxer. King Nick also pushing bottom middle with, I want to say that was Gabriel, so it looks like they're going to try and pick this up. Victory says no, but Gabriel says no back. So back and forth now. We've got Astral holding 2 strongholds, trying to turn this back around again. We've got Renegades just with a big lead, 41-13, but we all know strongholds,
it can change.
Anything can happen.
It can change in the blink of an eye, that is for sure. Now let's go over to Hoaxer. Once again, he's going to be left trying to defend Pit, but I think he's going to wrap all the way back towards red base and just go for that defensive kill. If someone's going to be overextending, probably just going to go for the SMG, but needs to be careful. He's going to be shot and tagged up. Meanwhile, as I said, Pit is being taken away from them. It's going to be Stella from Renegades on Pit, and he's going to walk away with that. That was a bit of a weird route there from Hoaxer to go all the way, wrap all the way back and play for the SMG as opposed to just covering Pit. He was in a great position to do so.
Yeah, and now we see 3 players pushing towards bottom middle from Astral. They are going to be able to capture that. Hoaxer picking up a nice assist right there while staying alive. Nice job by Hoaxer. He's going to make a push over towards the Turbine. Players in the pit. He's going to need to get these guys out. Not going to be able to do so. He's picked off from the tower. Lakers looking to pick up a kill here on Ninja. Yes, he is, but they lose Pit while doing so. And they're losing red base now on top of that.
This is a smart play from Stella. Love that. Just put so much pressure now on Astral Authority. Float over towards red base. Pit is being taken, but you see Stella able to pick up another kill, and that is going to be defended as well. They weren't able to cap Pit, so the trip cap comes in, and that score is going to increase so quickly now. 58-27. Astral Authority need to get their kind of control back in this game. They need to do it quickly.
Well, it looks like Astral, when they were getting control, they weren't able to hold it. They kind of, it didn't look like they really had a plan on what to do when they were holding the 2 strongholds. They had guys running outside to the Turbine, and as that was happening, they're losing their own base as they're leaving their base and losing the Pit. So these guys really need to figure out how to hold the strongholds against this team, because Renegades is not taking this easy. They're 3-capping them still. You've got all of Astral inside red base right now, and they're getting collapsed on. Renegades just literally sandwiching them inside the base. They have nowhere to go, and they're all taken down, and Renegades picks that base right back up.
Yeah, Spawn says, I don't think so, my friends. I'm recapping that. Now you see Spawn pushing in towards blue base. Going to be aggressive. There's 2 players there. Should be able to clean up the first. Can he find the double kill? Yes, he can. And that, the assist comes in rather. But more importantly, they defend the stronghold. And this game went from being at some point close to completely out of control in Renegade's favor.
What a play by Spartan right there real quick. He stayed alive and was able to get a beatdown on Gabriel. They're going to take game number 3 in a 3-0 fashion. Renegades looking extremely strong here to start off NA Regionals.
And that's going to give them the world of confidence in the remaining group games, knowing that, hey, we can't just beat one squad. We can beat other teams as well when it comes to an event, and more importantly, put some 1-0 up in the groups. And that really, as you mentioned, is going to give them a lot of confidence looking at the squad, immediately jumping up, high energy. The same thing we saw at X Games when they played against Team Liquid, we're seeing again now. And if they can transfer that across towards other teams when they play them in the groups, this Renegade squad could be one to keep our eyes out on.
Yeah, let's actually take a quick look at the stats if we can. If someone still has them up, no, they don't. But to comment on Renegades on that last game, Type, we just saw them collapse back and forth from base to base, and even into the pit. It felt like Astral just could not do anything. Renegades was putting so much pressure. You saw at the end there, Astral, it took all 4 of them to cap red base. And even though they capped it, just as they did, Renegades all came flying in, trapped them in there, killed them all, and recapped it back.
It kind of felt like textbook strongholds at some points. There's the control that Renegades had. They were able to dictate everything, the spawns, the pace of the game. It all went in their favor. And a convincing 3-0 is exactly how they would have wanted to start off North American qualifier, because they just look so much better than the Renegades we kind of saw at X Games, and you kind of have to look at a couple of factors we mentioned, changing the way that they were sat, etc. Is that really going to be a massive, massive influence? Victory X definitely seems to be a bit more in terms of the leadership role that we kind of can see just watching them, but definitely like a good squad. Do you have them in your top 8?
I do. I have these guys in my top 8.
This guy.
But
of course he does.
This is a long weekend.
That's true.
Best of 5 game series. So these teams have to stay focused. They have to stay consistent throughout the entire weekend. And there we see it. Team Renegades takes down Team Astral in a 3-0 fashion, winning Kali CTF, Eden Slayer, and Empire Strongholds. Very close match there in Eden Slayer. So a 3-0 fashion doesn't really tell the story of the series, because Astral did put up a fight there in Game 2, and I want to say they could have honestly probably almost got game number 1 if it wasn't for a few mistakes here and there.
Good point. Good point. A couple of misplays in that CTF really allowed Renegades to really get away with that one. But that Game 2, though, talk about close. It went all the way down to the wire, and you just saw Renegades really play very smart defensive. They had a good setup, made sure all the angles were covered, so when that push inevitably did come in from Astral, they were completely calm and they were able to pick up a kill to close out that game. But again, you have to look at that from Astral's perspective and say, hey, if they'd have gone maybe 20 seconds earlier, they'd really kind of forced that back to, they could have taken game number 2.
And you called it out at the start of the match on Empire Strongholds. They didn't go for Overshield. We saw Hoaxer nading bottom middle, but what's that going to do?
Nobody else. King Nick played for the shotgun as if he was just going to try and counter OS, but it's like, well, you're just giving Renegades a free OS at that point. That doesn't really make much sense, but ultimately it didn't matter anyway, because we saw that kind of stalemate at the beginning of the game. But still, you feel like you do that against an Evil Genius, you do that against a CLG,
you're done.
They're going to punish you for that. They
need to be
really
going
will.
for that. And here at the NA Regionals, we have the best teams in North America.
Yeah.
You need to be playing the perfect way. You need to be capitalizing on those power-ups. You need to capitalize on the power weapons. You cannot give up one, because the other team will punish you if you do that, especially on Empire Strongholds. And Overshield can cause an entire swing of the game, because bottom middle pit, that's hard to cap, and it's hard to get that unless you have the Overshield.
Right.
The Overshield makes it a lot easier. So I'm very surprised to see that from them. Hopefully they know now in the future to go for the Overshield, maybe that's just their strategy, but hopefully they change up their strategy at the start of that match and go for Overshield. But yeah, I think we've got an interview coming up here next.
Yeah, we do. We have Chris Puckett down on the floor with an interview. Over to you.
And we're back. Hey, guys, I'm here with Victory X. Victory, you still have this. This is a 2010 Bold Player of the Tournament award, and you're still carrying it around with you today.
It's seen better days, but, there's a keepsake. Got to keep it around. I'm still bold to this day.
Still bold, my friends. All right, Victory, we were talking a little bit. You have 3 tournament wins in your 10-year career. Can Renegades get one here this weekend?
Well, hey, it sounds bad when you put it like that. But, yeah, we're definitely, I definitely think this is the squad that can bring me my next win. If we're playing well, which we're sketchy from time to time, but if we're playing well, 100% we can win.
You've always been at the top. You came back for Halo 5. What brought you back into the scene, my friend?
A few things. I saw that competitive fire in me. And then, when you got $2.5 million, who wouldn't come back for that? If you can, do it.
So you went to college, graduated, now being a pro gamer, doing this as a full-time career?
Still working my full-time job. So work a normal life, 8 to 5, come home, and then game from 6 to 2 a.m. or whatever. It's been a grind, but it's worth it.
A lot of people who are just getting into Halo or just watching maybe for the first time on Twitch, they might not know you. Tell me a little bit about how you got into Halo and how has the scene grown from 2005 to now?
How I got into it. Well, my local buddy, also named Cameron back in the day, kind of knew about this thing called Major League Gaming. And I was like, what is that? I guess I'll give it a try. So we ended up going to Chicago 2005. Pretty big event for back in the day, 256 team battling it out. But overall, still, the viewership was a lot smaller. These days, events a little bit smaller, but viewership a lot larger. So the scene's definitely grown probably tenfold since I started. It's good to see, and I hope to see it continue growing.
Tell me a little bit about this Renegades lineup. We have you, the old veteran. We got Ninja, who is kind of breaking out in Reach. And then you got two new faces who I'd never met before the X Games. Tell me about this squad. How did you guys form?
Well, if you didn't know, our original name was The Leftovers, whereas all of us were either booed off our old teams or our old teammates found different teammates to team with. So the four of us came together, named our team The Leftovers. And going into a little bit for each player. Ninja, he's kind of a veteran now too. He's been around since 2008, 2009. So he's right there with me, the veteran voice of the team, telling people what to do, where to go, whatnot. Then the other two are young guns. Spartan, 21 years old. He's been competing for about a year or two, but he's been at the top since he started in H2A last season. And then Stellar, first event was X Games, which we took fourth at. And I think he's only going to get better from here, which is exciting to watch because he dominates right now. So,
you guys fell just short of the podium at X Games, but you did get a big win over Team Liquid. You got Ninja his revenge over his old squad. You play them again tonight. What are you expecting coming into this matchup?
To be honest, I fully expect the same result. We're going to come out hot, same thing, try to get the quick 3-0. And quick side note about X Games. People don't realize this, but we were only teaming for like 4 days before the event. This time around, we have another couple weeks of experience practice, so look out for us this event.
And what have you been working on in these last couple of weeks since X Games?
Well, as you saw from X Games, we came out 3-0 Liquid, and then we struggled in every match after that. So
Epsilon.
Epsilon. So consistency has been our number one thing to work on, which we have. Telling each other, if we're losing, don't freak out. Play it cool. Keep your composure. And that's what we did right there. You saw us struggle a little bit in that second game, but our consistency, keeping the composure, came out there, and we prevailed. So
we just got a big win here on the main stage. You are one step closer to securing a seat at that $2.5 million tournament. What would it mean to you just to be at that event?
Well, that's the ultimate goal for everybody here. 64 people here, all fighting for 8 spots at Worlds. I mean, biggest tournament in Halo history. I want to be there. If I do get there, I'll be a happy man. So that's it.
I want to be there as well, my friend. Hopefully, we'll both be seeing each other. Well, guys, this is Victory X. You can catch him. Are you streaming these days?
The people here think I'm a little streaky on the streaming, but I am on twitch.tv/Victory. You can find me there.
Follow him, subscribe, pay the man some money. He's working 2 jobs, and he's going for a championship here this weekend. We are going to a commercial break. When we come back, though, we're going to be watching another amazing match, and I just got word Golden Boy actually wants to break down this series with Ghost and friends. Golden Boy, take it away, my friend.
Thank you so much, Chris. Chris, he's old and makes mistakes. And that's okay. We still love him. We love him so much. No, seriously though,
washed up.
No, by no stretch of the imagination. But I will say though, Victory X,
Great guy.
a full-time job. I quit competing.
We have to call it out.
I quit competing specifically.
You started competing?
Shut up. Damn, dude. Walshy. We're friends. We're friends. We're on the same team.
Oh man.
That's not the same as the one from the last event. So we're never, you know about that one. It's terrible. Anyway, moving forward, Dave, you're terrible.
Continue.
Yeah, no, with Victory
You have
X,
a yes
dude.
and green in
we
your
have
teeth,
to
by
talk
the way.
about it.
In any case, so Victory X, full-time job. Guys, that's absurd.
And he said 8 to 5, 6 to 2. I mean, what you go to bed at 2 and wake up at what time to get to work at 8? I mean, I don't know how this guy is surviving. Assuming he gets to bed at 2 when you get off the plane.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Extremely
Dedicated
impressive.
to gamer life.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but it also has a great org like Renegades behind him as well, which is important. Okay, so let's talk about this series layout here. What happened in game number 1? Walshy Coliseum. Renegades took that 3-1. We saw Astral come out strong. It looked good for a moment there. They were like back and forth. That cap lead seemed a little scrappy. What ended up occurring?
It only came to a back and forth play because of King Nick, some of the player from Astral we were talking about watching. He came in with a clutch double kill, got a flag recovery, and started the counter cap. So had King Nick not gotten that double kill, it would have been a swift 3-0. Now that is, it kind of tells 2 sides of the story. One is Renegades are able to actually bounce back from mistakes. You even heard from Victory X himself say consistency is one of our biggest downfalls because they'll start to lose match, they'll start to bicker, and it's just a downward spiral from there.
For sure.
And it seems like they're trying to just cut that off immediately. As soon as they know somebody is complaining a bit too much or something doesn't go their way, they just want to shake it off and move on.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw it actually happen not only in the first game but in the second game as well.
Yeah.
There's many a times where we saw that there could have been a little bit of a problem for them. But yeah, like you said, they regrouped, and I can't tell you how many times I used to watch Victory X back on Final Boss in Halo 3. That guy is the king of regrouping. I mean, he makes sure that on spawn, everyone's ready to go. Everyone has the same mindset. We're shooting the guy top middle, we're shooting this guy over here, and we're pushing out over there. And I can't say it enough, like, that guy really brought the composure to the team, and you heard it on the stage. He said, not only is it me, though, it's Ninja, too. I mean, this guy's a veteran now, man. Give him credit, and so we have to give him credit. I mean, the guy pulled it together, and the whole team really came out on top. And we saw, we did see some streaks of excellence from Astral Authority, but not enough to swing either of the games in their fashion.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, right, Astral Authority, they're a team here for a reason, right?
Yep.
They qualified, they're in the top 16 teams, and there were a lot of teams who, contended for this opportunity to be right here at the MLG Arena. So it makes sense that, Astral will put up a fight against Renegades. That actually takes me to game number 2, where we saw an Eden Slayer game go to time, which was something I did not expect. I was actually talking with Kimo in the back, and we were chatting about, I mean, there's 2 power weapons on the map. Very, very rare you see something like that happen, right? Rockets are a game changer, snipers a game changer. Went to time. But most importantly, too, King Nick had some, I guess, glimpse of brilliance, right? A couple of times. Was able to make something happen. Just was not enough for them. But one thing I do want to point out, at around a 4-minute mark, very close game. Very close game. It was 25-24. It was a spitting distance for Astral to be able to, build up a lead and run away with it. Walshy, what happened in that game?
The surprising part to me was it seems like Renegades were in clear control early on in the match. I believe they had a 5-1 lead.
Yep.
They had snipers set up over on Blue Catwalk. Everything is going well for them. Somehow, though, Astral were able to tie it up 9-9. I couldn't pinpoint an exact moment where it's just like, oh, this one miss push by Stellar Ninja caused them to, collapse, lose full setup. It was just, it seems like Renegades have a full setup, yet they aren't capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
It seems like when they have a full setup and the game slowed down, they don't know how to find weakness in the opposing setup and get a pick.
Yeah, they weren't picking them apart.
It's different because there's a difference between having full control and the game being fast-paced, like we saw in the Strongholds game. And there's a difference between being full control and the game being super slow and just having to wait for your sniper to get picked. So that's something Renegades needs to work on because that was not a convincing victory.
Go ahead.
And one of the things that I want to point out is that earlier we saw Royal 2 do the same thing, right? He was on Eden, and he had the sniper at Blue Catwalk, and CLG just was phenomenal. They waited for pushes, right, on Blue Bend, top Catwalk, mind you, and just really great gameplay all around from those guys in the beginning of the game. But when we go over to the other squad, unfortunately, you see Renegades, they start off, like you said, with 4-1, and it could have easily, elevated, no pun intended, to a crazy, sort of start, and instead, they didn't capitalize, like you said, Dave, and because of it, now they're met with a crazy, not only beginning of the game situation, but the end of the game. I mean, and it's all because of a starting strategy, essentially. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, and I wish I could have seen all 8 POVs during some parts of that, because I think it would be easier to break down and figure out, okay, here's exactly why. They weren't watching this angle and someone got flanked upon. But it just seemed like you said, it seemed like a complete different story watching from CLG's point of view, because we saw Royal 2 just sitting there and get a pick on Red Bend, get a pick on Blue Bend, pick on Blue Bend, and just had all those angles where it just seems like maybe Renegades aren't drawing those players out into the open areas for the sniper to get picked. Maybe the Astral squad made a great flank and push and just snuck by, but I couldn't pinpoint it. All I know is that Renegades were in full control and did not capitalize on it.
One thing I'm concerned about for Renegades moving forward, I don't think it's not something they need to worry about necessarily in pools, but if they make it out of groups, or excuse me, pools, but if they make it out of pool play, that kind of aggression that you saw from CLG, that's waiting for them right in that bracket.
Exactly.
Right? Because all these other teams that are coming out, they saw that, and they saw how reserved RNG was, and that is the part where you have to be a little cautious if you're Renegades, or maybe place it to their advantage. Maybe they just want to control the pace of the game, and they're completely fine with that. I mean, I don't know. We could break this down all day, though. We could break this down all day.
Yeah, I honestly think if another team tries to make the pace of the game a bit faster for Renegades, that will actually work in their favor.
It will. I 100% agree.
Maybe, but then if you have a team like CLG that just pretty much gets in your face and doesn't stop getting in your face and, they will get the kills, I don't know, right? That's where my head's at, right? When I think about a team like CLG and what we saw with the aggression on Eden Slayer versus a team like RNG where we saw that passively, but they were aggressive with a setup, right? That's the thing. You want them to push their luck.
I was curious.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, there's so much to talk about. It's amazing. But anyway, talking about the last game though, we have Empire Strongholds. This one, I mean, it's just OS control.
Oh,
100%
always.
OS control on the
Biggest
Renegade
deal.
side. I don't know what Astral were thinking. They allowed Renegades to have another OS at the end of that matchup. Pretty much sealed their
hard to
fate.
watch.
They end up losing that one 100-27. Substantial. Not as substantial as the last game that we saw CLG versus Elevate, but still substantial enough to make you go, oh, wow, they brought it to them. What do you think, Ghost?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
Walsh, whoever wants to take
it was amazing. Really, when you're talking about Empire Strongholds, we know that there is the potential for teams to constantly rotate and try and get the red base, try and get the blue base. But when it comes down to it, it's about the pit. It's about the overshield.
All about
and
pit.
we know that there's we know there's a plasma pistol on the map, obviously in the turbine area. We know there's a plasma caster outside, and there's the shotgun as well. But when it comes down to it, Overshield can beat all of those, right? In the right hands, at least. So, you see some Storm Rifles coming out and trying to take down the OS, but it's just not going to happen. Overshield is so crucial in a small map like that if you do not have that tide turner, that pivotal point, I mean, Pit Team Slayer, we used to talk about it all the time. Get the Overshield.
Yes.
If we don't get this, we lose the game. It's 40-40, right?
It's
We need to
it's
get
that
it.
guaranteed win. It's funny because, you remember we all had that, little scumbag friend when we were back in elementary school. He'd play, rock, paper, scissors. I choose handgun. It beats all three. And that's what Overshield is. It's like if you have Storm Rifle, if you have Assault Rifle, any of those things, it doesn't matter. Overshield beats them all.
Yep.
So.
It's very dumb.
That was a reference that I did not see coming. I won't lie.
I didn't even see it coming
at all. You just said it. You said it. You went for a girl.
I should think about things more before I
that was a good
say
one.
them.
Never change it. That was a good one. All right, guys. Well, as you see, EG is actually getting set up right now, but we have an update for you guys. On the side station, Liquid ended up defeating Soar 3-0. So here we go, coming out of groups. Renegades and Liquid establishing themselves right away as the front runners.
Yep.
This is do or die time, of course, for Soar as well as Astral Authority. They have to find something here, but after a beating like that, I don't know. That's tough.
It is really tough. And on top of that, you're talking not only about losing the series, but a 3-0 sweep fashion, right?
Yeah.
And it's not only for Liquid, but for Renegades as well. They did win both of those matches in that fashion. So when you're talking about how that's going to play into pool play and group play, making it out of groups, that's hard, man. You now have to pretty much 3-0 someone else out of your group to really command some dominance in that group.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, Dave, any thoughts on your end?
Yeah, you never want to leave it into fate's hands. Of course, you always want to win, 2-3 matches in your pool and make it out for sure. Renegades happen to be one of the lucky benefactors at X Games where they won one series, lost the other two, and still made it out of pool, which is very rare to have happen. So, like I said, both these squads, I think, obviously, whoever wins out of this Liquid / Renegade squad is nearly guaranteed to make it out of pool.
And that match is today.
Yes.
That match is
I
today,
know.
people. That's going to be a good one. I am so excited
Kicker
for
at the
that.
end
That
of
was
the
the
day.
one that, when I was watching X Games as a caster, I'm like, I want to cast that game so bad.
Are you doing it tonight?
I'm doing it tonight.
Oh,
I'm pumped.
okay.
But guys, that's going to do it for the analysis of our matchup that we just witnessed. Renegades facing off against Astral Authority. Of course, Renegades win 3-0. And of course, an update again. Liquid has defeated Noble was it
Soar?
I apologize. Soar 3-0. So this pool getting very, very interesting. But coming up next, we have one heck of a matchup for you guys. The GOAT, Ogre 2 with Envy, will be facing off against one and only Evil Geniuses, your X Games gold medalists. Who comes out on top? There's only one way to find out, and it's on the other side.